Okay, so I just got my M2 machine. I have been testing it out, and there's a couple things I still want to test, which is mostly the, there it goes, it's starting up, which is mostly the camera and how well it actually works. So like if it really prints or engraves or whatever, or cuts where I set it to do it. So we're gonna do some testing today on it and see how accurate it really is. So I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. So for this project, I just have this little ornament and I want to test being able to center the words on the bottom of the little ornament that I already have cut. So I have put this name in here and picked a font, and we're going to go ahead and try and use it. So as you can see right now, it's not pulling anything through, no pictures or anything. So I think if I press this little guy right here, it should refresh the back. All right. So perfect. So it's showing the back. Right now, I don't have anything in there. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to go ahead and just put it right. I'm going to try and center it. So I'll kind of try to put it flat. So it's straight across that. So I know that it's straight. Okay. So there is a camera right here. So we're going to go back to the computer and I'm going to refresh again. Okay, so it came on. So now I'm going to get this set up so it goes on there nice and straight and see if we can get this to work, see how well it lines it up. All right, so we're just taking this, we're gonna shrink it down to size. And, all right, so I don't like it touching that. Okay, so kind of have to eyeball for this part to see if I'm in the center, but I want to get closer to it. While I'm testing, so that looks pretty centered, I'm going to go ahead and do like a square. Oh, there we go. I'm going to do a little square. I want to see, I'm going to engrave that as well and see if I can, if it'll really engrave like right on the corner. Let's try and just do a couple little things. So one we'll do there. We'll do one like, so it's like lined up right in the corner. Like how well is that? Okay, so we're gonna do it like that. Test this out. What's this? All right, that looks pretty lined up. Okay, test this out and see if this all comes out correctly. So first thing we can do if you want to, you shouldn't have to because it has the camera, but you can hit framing. All right, so then after you hit that, it'll kind of go over it. So you can kind of see where it's going to laser cut. So say framing completed. We're gonna go ahead and hit process. Oh, first we need to check the thickness. So we're gonna press this little button. We're gonna say this is where we want it to check it, and it will automatically go ahead and move over there and do a little check. So realizing I don't want this to move as it's laser cutting. So I'm going to tape it down. I'm not cutting, so I don't need to have it. Otherwise, I would use these little magnets to keep it like lifted off the base plate, but I'm just engraving, so it should be okay. Press start. It says it's going to take 1 minute and 27 seconds. Okay, so it looks pretty good. At first, I thought that that little rectangle in the corner was off and I needed to recalibrate. But upon further inspection, I went over to my computer. I'm gonna try to get up close, and you can see that I did actually have the little rectangle hanging off the edge right there and that little corner kind of hanging off. And I would say that is pretty spot on. I'm really impressed because all I did was the calibration right out of the box. I haven't done anything other than that. I even think the settings are pretty darn good for what it automatically had. I will say if you want it darker, then obviously you need to increase either your power or lower your speed. So you want to play around with that to get it right for whatever project you're making. But that makes me really happy because one of the problems I've had with other laser cutters is because well, neither of them had cameras on them. and they tried to have other ways to make it work, but they were always off. And so this makes me super happy that it looks like it is with the cameras on this. This works really well. All right, so far I'm happy. I think the printer works good. I feel like the laser and the engraving works good. And so if you're looking for another video of like when you get it, what to expect and how to set it up and everything, you can check out my video on that. And then I'll be making more videos of just trying different things out on it. So check those out.